Well, that is a problem. I think we messed up just a little bit. We are back on the road again, traveling another probably hour and a half, 2 hours this time. I'm currently on my way to the second to last field that I have on my list to do. The other drill is still working currently, but it'll be finished up today, hopefully, tomorrow for sure. I have probably all of tomorrow and maybe a little bit of the next day. So not too bad. We are definitely on the downhill of this project. I'm currently on a 35-mile trip over the next field with a full air cart, so that means that you just cannot go very fast, which is no big deal. Speed kills. This is a heavy, long piece of equipment, so we aren't in that big of a hurry. Hold on, gotta pass under a power line. John Deere air drills are really tall, and if you don't watch out, you could snag a power line pretty quick, really quick. But luckily they made it to where you could lower the whole main frame of it to bring those points down just a little bit. That way it'll clear the majority of them. You still got to be careful because that up there is really tall. I don't know how tall it is for sure, but it's about too tall. This is the part of the journey that I really do not look forward to. If you could see up there the stop sign, yeah, that is a blacktop road. It's not highly trafficked, but a lot of semis use it as a shortcut to, we'll say port of entry is on the other highway. So this highway becomes a back road. As you can see, I take up the majority of this road. So if someone comes behind me, they're just gonna have to be patient and wait because I can't see them. I'd pull over if I could. All right, so I let a car go by, so now that I know no traffic is coming, I will show you what a power line looks like going over it and how tight it is. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pole right there. It's actually a flag pole. I had a flag up there until the wind got up. About blew it off, but that pole is the right height to where if a power line hits that pole like it just did, the odds of you hitting it with the drill are very likely. Like that. Yeah. Well, that is a problem. I think we messed up just a little bit. I haven't mastered the whole carry the camera around with me everywhere I go thing, so we averted the crisis. Tire company had to come and, you know, lift the whole line up, and hopefully it'll be fixed so it won't happen again, but you never know. But this is the part of the drive that gets really cool. It goes on for a long ways. I'm sure the camera does not do it justice, but this hill is like, it is pretty steep. You gotta make sure you don't come in full speed, otherwise this cart and drill, it will push you completely down the hill like it is to me right now. Shifter to manual. It gets real sketchy. So if you have it in auto mode while you're going down this hill, it will actually accelerate your speed and then you really can't stop. The brake on the floor, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna stop this whole thing. You'll burn it out. So you gotta take it in manual and just shift down and just low and slow all the way down. Good afternoon. So with any luck today, we could probably most likely finish up with wheat drilling. I've got all of 60 acres left. I got rained out, which is not a bad problem at all. It's not even a problem. It's awesome. Got a little more sleep and now it's finally dry enough to head on out and finish it up. Shouldn't take me too long. So I think from start to finish, wheat drilling has taken us about 14 to 18 days, somewhere in there. And this is the first rain out we've actually had. Otherwise, it's been almost straight through, non-stop, running one drill 24/7 in 2 shifts. And then the drill I run, I'm pushing it probably 18 hours a day. And then, you know, sleeping overnight and come back the next day. So it has been eventful. So this is actually the only irrigated wheat field that we have. So we end up farming 3 pivots. I don't know if anybody calls it sprinkler or sprinkler pivot. I call it pivot because that's what it is. Pivots in a circle. If you call it a sprinkler, I'm assuming that you're talking about your yard. So this is the only irrigated wheat field that we have this year. It's a 120 acre circle, and I probably have not quite half of it done. Just getting out to the pivot here. So that is our irrigated milo. We've always planted DeKalb 29, 28. It's always been a really good variety for us. But for some reason this year on this irrigated field, the head size on it is just really not impressive, I guess. I'm not impressed with it. The amount of heads and the amount of tillers out there, it is beautiful. It looks great. You know, driving by, I've got 2 plug nozzles right there. But the amount of heads is wonderful. The amount of tillers is awesome. It's great, as good as you can ask for. But the size of them, I think it could be better. Could be a nutrient deficiency, probably not a disease of any kind, but probably have to plan on a test plot for next year, just trying to figure out what does well, what doesn't do well. Our water quality is not the greatest on this field by no means. So if you don't have to irrigate, don't. Because I think your water quality, it could hurt you more than it helps you depending on the crop. Before I got rained out, I got far enough that I'm able to start the pivot walking the other way. That way by the time I get to it, I'll be able to fill in on the backside where it's sitting. So we need 100% in reverse, power on, start. That's important. All right, undo all the steps. First, power on, but watch yourself, because this could be killer. 100%, reverse, power on, start. There we go. So it says the end tower's moving, panel power's on in reverse. Close that up. I just got to make sure that it is going to move that way. Then if it moves that way, then we're ready to go get back in the drill and get her whipped out. Saw one of the tires move. We are good to go. Tell you what, there's a lot of things I could do without in my life, but AC, that is probably not one of them. So I got going, everything is just fine, everything fired up perfect, pivot is moving. But now the AC in the tractor, I think the pump just locked up or something, because it's not working. So we're better off just shutting the fans off, shutting everything off, and we are just gonna finish this in the heat. It is hot, it's like 96 degrees out, but it is what it is. We're gonna get it done because I'm ready to be done. Tough it out for about 3 hours and we'll be good. But I tell you what, it is warm. I'll put it this way. So I was on my phone just sitting here, you know, scrolling, doing whatever. And it came up with a hot warning saying, you know, temperature is too high to operate. Please cool down an iPhone before continuing use. And that's in the cab. So it is warm. Probably not healthy for a human being to be sitting in here right now, but hey, we're getting it done. Pivot finally made it far enough that I could go shut it off. So we're on our way to go turn it off before it gets too far, because if I wait a couple more rounds, I'll probably forget. The next thing you know, it'll be on the pivot road, and I'll have to wait for it to walk backwards to be able to get out. I also don't know if you could tell or not, but I definitely forgot my GoPro in the tractor. So this is the phone. I'm kind of digging it. And then I don't have to ever remember the GoPro because, you know, my phone's always with me. So if this turns out to be good, maybe we should just go with straight GoPro or straight phone. And I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to carry batteries. That'd be nice. Well, it is now the next day and we are on the way back to the farm. We are done, completely done. Ready to park this thing and move on to getting combines ready for harvest, because that could take place probably sometime this week, for sure next week. So I ended up getting done at like 8, 9 o'clock last night without air conditioning, and it was like 90 degrees even with the sun down. So it was less than ideal, still hot, but 1 hour left to go.